I wrote a book called We Are the Aliens. It's fiction.
Yes,
And the question to you is, Joe, are we the aliens?
absolutely. I,
Can
I
you
I get
expand
the
on that?
biggest chuckle when you sent me that book. That's incredible. That's I you 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 don't know how much work I've done in that area, but um I and understand something. I detest targeting UFOs and aliens and all that kind of stuff because there's no way to prove anything. So it's
Right.
useless to me as a method of improving my skill set. But so it does more to make me angry. But the fact of the matter is, my belief, and it's based on everything that I have seen coming off negatives of Mars. I'm absolutely sure that
Mm.
we were originally residents of Mars. It might have been a million
Mhm.
years ago, might have been
Oh, yeah.
shorter than that, or it might have
Yeah.
been even longer back. But I believe that to be true. Okay,
Hmm.
because of remote viewing that I did for the Department of Defense.
I remember a million
Yeah.
years ago.
So
Yeah.
so given that's true, we were rescued. Somebody rescued us and brought us to this planet.
Hmm.
And I think the entities that did that are residents of this planet. In
This
other
planet.
words, they're true Earthlings, and
Right.
we're the aliens. Okay,
Exactly. Right. Well,
and
in
and I
that book, in
we're
that book,
driving them crazy because what
yes.
they're hoping for, what they really want to see, is they want to see humanity mature and become better.
Right.
Okay, and
Right.
we're failing in
We're
every
failing
respect,
miserably.
and we have for millions of years because we have not been here for just 2 million years. We've been here for 25 million years. And every time we should be being more and more positive and improved, we prove that we're incapable of maturing and they knock us back to sticks and stones. And I think that the last great time of that was the flood.
The
You know,
flood.
the
Right.
great flood exists in almost every history of every single country or people on this planet. And
Hmm.
I think it's the reason why is the entities who actually own and live on this planet said, okay, that's it. They need to start over again and relearn. And so we had this big flood. The surviving humans were allowed to live and uh, make more babies and have more humans with the idea that eventually we would mature in some way and they could actually introduce themselves to us and we would get along. But
Right.
no, I
Right.
don't think so. And
No.
and in fact, they're very good at hiding from us because
Right.
I've seen things in the research area that tells me everything I need to know. They're
Right.
they're depending on our getting some form of maturity at some point,
Right.
and we're
Right. Right.
fooling them every time we reach a certain level. We just can't seem to do that.
They're very patient.
And,
Uh,
and they throw in a little genetic change every now and then
uh,
to see if that's going to help, and it doesn't do any good at all. But uh,
right.
so we're basically a threat to them.
Mm.
And if you have a civilization that uh, is a certain reach a certain level of immaturity, and you have another civilization that's a half a million years ahead that's very mature, the two can never come together. If they come together, they'll destroy one another.
Right.
There's just no compatibility there. And
Right.
so we didn't even know these things existed until we started seeing more and more and more evidence. And the reason we see more and more evidence is because of the stupid things we've done in the past
Right.
that caused them stress. And it's like when we were in covered wagons going west to discover the rest of America, uh, we were probably fine.
Hmm.
It's somewhere between then and the Second World War when we developed the atomic bomb
Right.
and detonated the first bomb at Trinity Site, New
They
Mexico.
didn't like that.
And all of a sudden, there's two UFOs show up, and one of them crashes.
Right.
Hits a tower or something. Um, Now, I think they've exposed themselves for a reason. They wanted to see what is this thing that just ripped time space, and why did they build it?
Right.
We don't understand. It's a perfect thing for producing energy.
Right.
Why did they use it in a warlike way on their own desert in the middle of nowhere and
Yeah.
rip space time and shake us all up? And it's like they did it because they could. Oh, that doesn't make any sense, that sort of
Right.
thing.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's when we started seeing the entities that we share the planet with. I think
Right.
they've been there all along. They help rescue us, and they're waiting for us to mature. Instead, we
Right.
give them threat. And
Right.
when we become too much of a threat, they engineer climate change or something and right back to sticks and stones. We got to learn to,
Right. You gotta do it again. You
there's a
screw up
great
too
book
badly.
that I got to recommend. There's a huge book out. It's called Forbidden Archaeology by a
Forbidden
Dr.
archaeology.
Cremo and Dr. Thompson. I think Dr. Cremo just died. It's based on anthropology and archaeologists who have written papers that have never been published. People will never publish them. A guy like Leakey, Dr. Leakey, who supposedly discovered Lucy in the Aldabi Gorge in Africa, he's written thousands of papers and they've all been published. But eventually he wrote one that no one would publish.
Mm,
Why? Well, Cremo and Thompson went out and collected all these papers that nobody would publish. It
mhm,
turns out because they changed their minds.
mm,
Dr. Leakey changed his mind on the beginning of human.
uh-huh,
He came out with the conclusion that we're doing this over and over and over and over. And
mhm,
humans, there's bountiful evidence that humans have been on this planet for, relatively speaking, 23 to 25 million years.
wow,
And I
wow,
mean, there's huge amounts of evidence.
right,
And
oh,
if you
yeah,
read this book, you'll believe it's true. I
no,
guarantee it
I
because
will,
of the evidence itself, the scientific evidence. And yet nobody will address it. It's like, no, 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 that can't be right. We came out of trees. We were monkeys. My
right,
my big question is, if we came out of a tree as a monkey and grew into a modern human, why do we still have monkeys? I
right,
don't understand that.
right.
Um,
That's a good
you know,
question. Yeah,
why I thought we all became human, so why do we still have monkeys? Doesn't make
right.
any sense. Uh,
Yeah,
Anyway,
I believe they live among us. They live under the oceans and underground.
hmm
That's what I believe. But anyway, in my book, We Are the Aliens, the protagonist, his name is Joe Monroe, and it's based on you. So it's
it's
inspired
good.
in you. It's not. It's a different. It's a character. It's a different character, but it's inspired in you. And I wasn't going to name him Joe McMoneagle, but I combined Joe and the Monroe Institute, so his name is Joe Monroe, and he's the leading role in the book. So it was fun to. You were a great inspiration
I
to
mean,
me.
that was when I got that book from you, it was like perfect. I'm still
Yeah,
reading it, by the way. I haven't. My time is. It's
yeah,
like
yeah. I know
I
your
used to
time is
read all
crazy.
the time, and I just spend all my time now answering emails or getting rid of
Fantastic.
emails. Oh my God! I mean, we're overrun with ads and stuff.
Right, right.
You know.